can just pretend they kissed off camera, I guess. Well, that was the end of Valkyrie.
Well, alright.
Are you ready for the Pooka Prince?
Yes. A new book fell on the floor, and now we can read it. Cornelius, the Pooka Prince.
Cornelius, are you going to the forest again? You've changed recently. I thought you would have learned to be responsible, but you are still immature. No matter how fascinating that girl in the forest is, remember, you are a prince. Be reasonable and stop acting like a fool.
Your Majesty, the prince...
Oh my god, why is the king so small and tiny and frail?
I love his little, like, gravelly voice.
Calling the royal sorcerer a fool is quite harsh. Father, as I have said, 'tis no mere game or jape. My feelings are genuine.
I told you what happened to your uncle. Do you recall? Are you saying you wish to commit the same mistake? My brother loved a common girl from the village and was disowned by the king. After suffering that humiliation and fleeing the country, he fell...
Wow, this country
This
sucks.
is different. The woman I love is no
Yeah.
class commoner. I do not believe she is unfit for royalty.
A kingdomless princess. What did she expect of you when you first met?
Father, please stop insulting her. You may be my father, but I will not hear her impugned.
Cornelius, I know of another princess. More beautiful, more honorable, wealthier. Let your princess of the forest know my feelings.
Regardless of what you say, my mind is made up. If you do not approve, I shall abdicate my heritage.
Cornelius, wait!
Your Majesty, the prince will eventually come to his senses. Perhaps we ought to leave him be for now.
Well, that's... no transition, huh?
That's that. Oh my gosh. Am I to understand that this Pooka is the
Where am
same
I?
Yep.
Cornelius?
Yep, yeah,
Oh
this
my
is
gosh.
Cornelius.
Oh, what's happened to me? My body. My ears.
My giant ears.
I'm a beast. What in the
I guess
world?
the wizard
Is
cursed
this
him
all a dream?
or something.
I don't remember what happened to him, but
No.
we'll find out.
This gloom
Yeah, I guess we will.
chills me down to the bone. This is all too real.
I like that we stepped out of a love story in Valkyrie just to step in another love story.
It's entirely devoid of life here.
Sad.
If the stories of the
Sad little
netherworld are
Pooka.
true, then this is surely it. I have to find my way back home to Titania. I must return to the princess.
So I don't know if you could guess who the princess you were seeing was?
Huh?
You're sent. Are you not Titanian royalty?
Aye, so I am. I am Prince Cornelius. When I woke up, I was like this.
Cornelius, I cannot see, but I know. Yes, surely, 'tis you.
This fearful voice that speaks to me from the darkness. Who are you?
Even if I told you, you would not believe me. Do not approach me. My flesh is merely a bank.
Ew, ew. Don't tell me what your flesh is.
Naz.
And your blood freeze. Take that. You shall find it useful. As Prince of Titania, 'tis your responsibility. That sword may eventually make my identity known.
What do you want of me? Do you know what has happened to me?
Go now. If you do not wish misfortune to haunt you forever, aim for your home, Titania. Your destiny awaits there.
Wait!
Please go. Let me rest.
He's gone. 'Tis a dream, an illusion. I'm still asleep in bed. Please let it be a dream. Let me wake from this nightmare and be greeted by the sun's warming rays. But I have no choice. I must continue.
The land of despair and misery.
The land of
So
nothing
we're back in
good.
the Netherworld.
Alrighty.
Yep.
How weird and cool. Alright, now we're the
Yeah,
Pooka Prince.
and every enemy is level 1 now.
Alrighty then.
Because we're level 1. So, Cornelius' moveset is different. Of course. He doesn't have as much air juggle as, Gwendolyn. Actually, Gwendolyn, I think, is the most, air character.
Oh, I see.
And I'm mostly used to her moveset. I'm gonna have to get used to a new moveset now.
Yeah. This looks really interesting. I think it'll be fun for me to try it out too.
But yeah, did you figure out who... Oh, never mind. Hold on. Cutscene.
Oh, ooh, cutscene.
It is an urgent matter. Please wait for me at our usual spot. I would like to finally shake the indecisiveness.
I guess they're just gonna tell us now. It's not a big mystery.
My love, I shall speed towards you, quick as the wind.
Prince Cornelius.
OMG! It was the Scarlet Witch, Velvet.
Yeah, it was her.
I was kind of hoping she would come back because she's cool.
She's the last character we unlock, so it's gonna be a while before we actually play as her.
Oh, interesting.
She's also the character where I stopped playing the game when I had the original.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh man, sorry, this creepy thing just came up on the stream where he's like, my flesh hurts!
Well, it's the Netherworld, you know, it's not a happy
Yeah.
place.
I have prayed for forgiveness, but there is no salvation.
Oh.
Hear me, sinner. Hear my confession.
We say how much it hurts, or how apparent our greed has become. But mere words cannot do justice to the anguish I feel.
At least the Netherworld still has shopkeepers.
Unfortunately,
At least capitalism still exists.
At least
Like,
that.
actually, I don't know if... I guess it is a capitalistic system. I was like, oh wait, do you trade in this game? No, you don't.
No, you use money.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think... Oh wait, cutscene again.
Oh, alright.
Life in this land.
This is how every character starts, with a lot of cutscenes.
Be this a trick? Can I hope? Alas, I have not to lose. All I feel now is resentment and hatred. I have lost any compassion I once had.
You, walking skeleton! Stop right there! Who are you?
I do not remember names. Who are you? Aimlessly roaming this land? What purpose do you have? Spirits and goblins shall find you and tear your tender flesh to ribbons.
What do you suggest I do?
You. Do you wish to leave here? In order to do so, 'tis necessary to receive permission from the Queen. Let me guide you to her. But in compensation for my services, I ask you to take me with you when you leave. Agreed?
How greedy of you. I cannot promise your safety.
Now come, and be quiet, or else they will gather. What are you doing? Stay close to the candle. Without light, you shall not be able to see the ghosts.
So yeah, what I was saying is, I think a reason a lot of people stop playing this game before the end is because basically, like, they play with Gwendolyn until the end, and then they get to Cornelius, and you realize the whole game is just basically for each character they're gonna recycle all the same environments and the same monsters and the same bosses, but in a different order every time.
Well, yeah, I could see why that would make somebody stop playing, but it does seem interesting still.
Yeah, no, it's like, I got surprised by that too. I was like playing Gwendolyn, it was, I loved it a lot, and then I got to Cornelius and I was like, oh, the game is just gonna restart like
great.
this 4 more times. I still kept going
Sheesh.
because I like the story and I wanted to know what happened.
Yeah, it's
but
interesting.
eventually I got to Velvet's story, and the way Velvet plays was really bad.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, it was not fun, it was weird, it was like just... Her moveset was just... I don't know how to describe it, it was really slow and clunky. I've tried her moveset in the demo, it looks like they essentially completely remade it. It felt
weird.
completely different, it felt way faster.
I was thinking maybe it's like some way of increasing the difficulty is just to make
Yeah,
like...
it certainly felt like they were like, oh, this is the hardest moveset to master.
Yeah.
But it wasn't terribly fun, and I sort of gave up at this point. But I want to see the end of the story this time. Spiral Claw. Forward spin dash with a sword extended.
That sounds pretty okay.
That sounds like a Sonic move.
Yeah, it does.
Spin dash, you say? Right. Let's see. Alright. get that chest over there. I don't think... Yeah, I don't think we have access to the cook in this chapter. Which actually
What
makes
a
me
bummer.
think, what the hell was he doing in the Netherworld when Gwendolyn was there?
Yeah, how do you get a bell installed there?
Maybe he got permission from the Queen.
Yeah, she was like, I need you to make me a, some of that apple pie.
Yeah.
Or else. Hey, it's Stevie's vacuum in the chat. Hi.
Hi. You can join us if you want. Oh man, that move is pretty good. Whoop. Gonna be using that move all the time.
Yeah.
All these potions. It's giving me a lot of shines, but it hasn't been dark yet.
Oh yeah, I guess it's because it's this stage or whatever has dark rooms.
Oh god, are people buying Alone in the Dark because it's on sale on Steam? Like the new one?
Actually, I've never played that game. I don't think.
Any of them?
No, I don't think so. Unless I'm, like, making a mistake.
Alone in the Dark games are pretty, like... The old ones are pretty old. And the new ones are pretty bad, so... Even, like, the old ones, like, look really old by now. Like, They were all horror games, but they were horror games that used 3D graphics from when 3D graphics were a really new thing.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
you look at the first Alone in the Dark now, it doesn't look so terrifying. I will say, though, when I was, like, I don't know, I must have been 7 or 8 years old, and I played Alone in the Dark by myself, it was terrifying.
Yeah, well, it's scary. I mean, like, I played, Clock Tower, I guess? The first one for PlayStation, and I was like, this is awful! But, like, now I think I'd probably just laugh at it.
Yeah, to be fair, I think Clock Tower, because it uses, like, 2D graphics that still look okay today,
yeah,
still kinda works.
I think it works too. I think I definitely would feel, quite a lot of anxiety if I played that game, but I'm kind of like how you say, like, a little bit of a wussy, so, like, I don't like to play horror games that much, so.
No, but if you, like, seriously, if you just Google, like, Alone in the Dark screenshots from the first game. Like, just, it's very silly looking.
Oh boy. Oh yeah, I'm seeing a little bit of it now. It looks very weird and goofy.
Also, remember, the game, there was like also, I think it was some sort of demo or something like that, but it was called Jack in the Dark. It was essentially...
Jack in the Dark?
Yeah, Jack in the Dark. And it was essentially the same the same game engine, but instead of, like, in Alone in the Dark, you visit a haunted mansion. In Jack in the Dark, you're, like, a little girl who's trying to save Santa Claus.
Oh, that's so weird.
Who's being, like, imprisoned in a toy shop by evil toys.
That's so strange.
Yeah.
But I would try it though.
It's really old game. I don't know if you can. I know you can find it on like abandonware websites, but I don't know if running it would be. It probably works on DOSBox.
Oh, how funny.
Maybe I should stream it someday.
Yeah, actually, that probably would be a really good stream.
Silly game. It's a very short game too.
Hmm.
Because it was, I think it was essentially just a demo for Alone in the Dark.
Oh, I see.
What are you doing? Do not get distracted by the ghosts and stray from my side.
Steve saw a stream of Mighty Number 9 and it was way worse than what she thought it would be.
Oh man, everybody's kicking it to bits on Twitter. I'm really curious to see it, but not to buy it.
Yeah, that game is, that game doesn't look good. Looks like it had a lot of trouble.
Yeah, as well as like the credits, which are like 4 hours long or something.
Oh, I didn't see. I'm an idiot. I didn't read the whole chat, and I asked
no.
a question.
I didn't want to like troll splain and be like, she said.
Oh, I'm bad. when I stream, like, oh god.
That's okay.
I was like, I missed half the chat. I was like, I didn't find an answer, and then I typed it, and then I found the answer.
No, it's okay. I think if you're focused on the game, there's no reason to think that you'd be reading the chat. Or like keeping up with it.
What was I gonna say? Yeah, Mighty Number 9. I think, from what I understand, like one of the biggest issue that they had is that a lot of their like when they made the Kickstarter, they had a lot of like goals, stretch goals that promised way too much. Like a lot of them were, we're gonna port to these consoles, and then if we get to these stretch goals, we're gonna port to these other consoles. And so at the end of the day, like they had to port the game to like 11 different systems.
Oh my god.
And like even like Ubisoft would be like, are you crazy? Don't do that.
Don't do that. I know, it's such a bad idea.
It's a bad idea because like 11 different systems, even if like PS4 and Xbox One and PC are like starting to become closer and closer together to like the standards that they use. The thing is, each console still have their own like set of rules. So like even if your game works the same, you still have to like change a lot of shit in there.
Yeah, because the context of like how it runs on any system is probably a lot different.
Yeah. It's like there's also a lot of rules on how like what terms you can use and what words you can use. Like
that's interesting.
You can't like, for example, if you have Xbox button and prompts on PlayStation, Sony's gonna be like, no.
Yeah, like They'd be so mad.
Like
That's
here's
like
the
extra
thing.
content too.
Yeah, here's the thing that I heard. Apparently, they failed Xbox 360 certification. Not Xbox
Oh my
One.
gosh.
So, like, that means they submitted their game to, like, all the consoles and everything. They got accepted for most, but not 360. So, I'm just very curious what the hell happened.
Yeah, I am too.
And it's like, this sort of thing can be like, they misspelled a word, or they misspelled an official term that's used only on the Xbox 360, and Microsoft is like, that's an auto-fail.
Oh my gosh.
It's just this sort of, like...
Such an oversight.
Yeah, like, certification can also encompass, like, you know, stability and crashes, and if the game is not stable, they're gonna be like, nope. But it can be something super, like, important, like stability, or it can be something super stupid, like, you didn't spell this word correctly.
Yeah, I see. I wonder which one it would have been.
I mean, there's no really way to know unless they
Yeah,
actually
there's no way
say
to
it.
find out.
But that's not really something they ever say, because it's embarrassing.
Yeah. Yeah, the disclosure is not usually, like, a good idea.
No. But yeah, I mean, on top of that, the game doesn't look very good, and I think the reason the game looks really ugly is because they try to make it look like the same on every system. That means they have to limit themselves to the weakest system.
Yeah.
And that would
Like
be
the
like...
weakest Link or whatever.
That would be like either the Vita or the 3DS.
Wow, that's amazing. That's... I can't believe this.
Yeah, it's really, it's a lot, I think... I don't know. I think there's a lot of things that I want to know about how this game was made, because it kind of looks like a train wreck.
Yeah. I would love to know, honestly, because I like to read about that kind of stuff, but...
Like, I've seen some videos, there's just a part of the game that's underwater, but you can't see shit. Like, for a second I thought, like, is this normal, or did they just forget to, like, turn on the lighting?
I heard that it, like, breaks, or maybe bricks? B-R-I-C-K, sorry. Break and brick sound the same when I say them, but, like...
Oh yeah, I read about, Nintendo Wii...
Yeah, Wii U.
Yeah, Wii U bricks.
You can't play it on Wii U.
No, so, apparently that's not quite accurate. From what I understand, it's going to make your console freeze. But, like, if you just power cycle it, if you just, like, either, like, hold the power button for, like, a long time to turn it off manually, or you unplug it, eventually it'll restart.
Oh, okay, so it doesn't really brick it.
No, I don't think so. It's really, like, you can't really brick a console without actually, like, making changes to the OS of the console.
Oh, okay.
Which is, you know, what hackers and people like that do. But if you just, like, if a game just malfunctions, the game doesn't really change anything in the software of the console, so it's not...
I am the Prince of Titania.
I can't really, like, nowadays, I can't really imagine a way of doing that for the game, like...
I would like you to return me to the living world.
Yeah, I see.
And supposedly, Nintendo certification is supposed to not let them do that. Although,
Sheesh.
to be fair, they've not been very good at detecting this sort of thing recently.
Oh, that's a shame.
No, yeah, they had a bunch of games on 3DS where people discovered, like, exploits where they could just install stuff in the firmware to make, like, to allow you to just install homebrews and stuff. And, like, Nintendo was like, well, we're removing these games from the eShop then.
Oh, wow.
Which is kind of dickish towards the game creators.
Yeah, it really is.
They were, like, a couple indie games that had that happen. So we're fighting Odette again, by the way.
Alright, so we're just going in a different order, basically.
But this time she's, like, level 3 or something. I think this is what made me a little mad when I played the game. I was like, this kind of cheapens the whole last part of Gwendolyn's last chapter for Gwendolyn. Now we're just the Pooka Prince, and we're just this is a really easy boss fight.
And we have no reason to, yeah, it doesn't have as much gravitas, I guess, but... The one thing is, like, maybe she's de-leveled after Gwendolyn beat her up.
I mean, this is taking place before Gwendolyn's story.
Oh, that's right. It's not even, like, right after, because of the way it works.
Gwendolyn actually kills Odette, I'm pretty sure, and she, like, they were all dramatic about how she locked the underworld. No one can go in and out of it anymore.
Yeah. The nature of death will become more terrifying. I wonder what that means, but I'm not gonna
that was a
ask
really
for
weird,
spoilers.
like, how did it work before then? Just...
Well, it sounds like people just went to the underworld, but maybe she just means that, like, corpses will stay above ground now or something? I don't know.
I don't know, maybe? I'm not sure.
I'm really curious. Maybe she's just talking big, but I don't know.
Yeah... I mean, Odin was upset about it too, although I think that it's just because he can't get crystals anymore.
Yeah, he's just greedy.
He just can't get his crystal... Whatever. Here's Fix. Well, she's
I need
defeated.
my crystals. It's over. Wow, that was fast.
Yeah, she didn't even transform into a spider.
The situation didn't warrant it, I guess.
She was just kind of annoyed, just like, fine,
Yeah,
you
she
can
was
go.
like, yeah, whatever.
If you leave here, you will enter the Demon's Lord castle. So, there's... What I'm understanding is that the Netherworld is just right under Odin's house.
That's not what it... Well, actually, it does look a little bit like that in the world map.
A little bit.
It's like nearby, yeah.
What? But I never sinned. What are you talking about?
They are destined to be
I'm not a sinner.
and shall forever wander the land. You will join them.
Divac just noticed, her design.
Yeah,
Okay, Divac,
Yeah.
I have to show you the picture from the art book.
Yeah,
because
please do.
It shows even more how ridiculous that design is. She's a skeleton with boobs. I am never gonna let that down.
Yeah, she's like skeleton with boobs and face skin. And a dress.
Yeah,
Like, yeah, D-Bag.
she's like mostly bones, and then, you know, just flesh in the only places where it mattered for the designer.
I can't believe it.
Divac is upset.
I know, she's... I feel like that's a normal response.
That was, you know...
I soon became a
when I played this game the first time, I was just playing in my parents' living room, so, like... anyone could
Yeah,
watch.
I was like,
That was
hey,
kind
what's
of,
that?
that was kind of embarrassing.
Sheesh.
Alright, what is this? Spark Bolt. Electric shot that will dizzy foes. Yes. Does she have an ass, though? I don't think she ever takes off
Well.
the dress. She's kinda like... I don't know, because...
She could just have a really big dress. Doesn't really, like...
Well, because, like...
I don't know.
The dress just vanishes into, like, ghost. So it's like... I don't know.
Yeah, it's just an illusion.
Hard to
Yeah,
tell.
actually, that's what... When, Gwendolyn beats her, just, like, all of her fades away and she's a skeleton. Like, so it's probably an illusion. So... If you weren't gonna, like, criticize the authors of the game, which, like, is probably the better thing to do, you could just be like, why is your illusion, a big titty one?
She just...
Yeah, she just thinks it looks good. Fine.
Well, she hasn't been in the Land of the Leaving for a very long time, so she has no idea how unusual
What are your
it looks.
aesthetics?
Rapid walk, yes. What next? After eating food... Well, where's the skill?